ratified by 99.39%. You know, I mean, that is huge. You do not typically see ratification of contract results like that. I mean, 86% is a good ratification result. 99% is really, really astounding.
Over in Anniston, Alabama, workers at New Flyer have won a contract. They have won a new contract for 600 workers. They ratified that contract by about 99%. Fascinating, a really, really encouraging vote ratifying that contract. So really excited for them there. The contract includes a lot of stuff. The workers on average are going to be receiving between a 25 and 38% raise, not over 4 or 5 years like we see in some of these other contracts, but by 2026. So at maximum, we're talking about 2.5 years, a 25% raise at the low end over 2.5 years. That is huge, life-changing amounts of money, only possible through unionization. This was also, this is a years-long fight that unions and labor and community groups have been having with New Flyer. In California, they were doing some, they were doing some illegal stuff, and they were able to get unions and Jobs to Move America were able to get a settlement with New Flyer, where New Flyer agreed that in union campaigns at non-union New Flyer manufacturing facilities all across the country, they would remain neutral and voluntarily recognize the union. And so that's what they did in Anniston. They remained neutral. The majority of workers, the supermajority of workers supported the union. So they got their union. They began negotiating a contract immediately, and in less than 3 months. Is that right? February, March, April. In a little over 3 months, they came to an agreement and the workers ratified it. I mean, that is a model of cooperative relations with your employees. That is a model of cooperative relations with your employees that you are, you don't see in a lot of other places because, because employers do not want to cede power to their workers. They don't want to have to negotiate across the bargaining table with them as equals. They don't want to, they just like being able to run their little dictatorships and not have to answer to anybody. But New Flyer is taking a more collaborative approach to labor relations, and they are not fighting their workers who want to unionize. They are not fighting their workers seriously in this contract campaign. And so, like I said, 25 to 38% raises over 2.5 years. Life-changing amounts of money. And that's not all, because, of course, we understand that union contracts come with a lot of other things, including just cause disciplinary procedures in every single workplace across the state and really across the country. You can be fired for any reason or no reason at all as long as it's not illegal. That is an absurd state of affairs, especially when you start to think about how long some people work at companies, right? If you have been working for a corporation for 20 or 30 years, it is an absurd and fundamentally unfair and frankly illegitimate state of affairs that after 30 years of sacrificing the best 30 years of your life, right? I mean, 18 to 48, you are never going to be in better shape than you are for those years. And a lot of people sacrifice those years to one company. And then at the end of all of that, if you do not have a union contract, your company still doesn't owe you anything. They don't owe you anything. They can fire you. They can discipline you for any reason or no reason at all. Any reason or no reason at all, unless you have a union contract that contains just cause disciplinary procedures, right? And so they were able to win that. No more arbitrary discipline or termination. There are restrictions on forced overtime now. There's expanded vacation and paid time off. There is improved parental leave. They got the addition of Juneteenth as a paid holiday. They got guaranteed cost of living adjustments. Guaranteed cost of living adjustments. That's another thing that we have in workplaces across the country. The risk of inflation is placed on the employees. That is where you see the risk of inflation.
Hey, 5 seconds, just wanted to say that this is only possible because of our donors. If you want to see more of this, then consider donating yourself at tvlr.fm/donate.
Because if you don't have a union contract, again, you are not guaranteed a set schedule of raises year over year over year. It is all, again, at the boss's discretion. So, every year, when inflation increases, 2 to 3% devaluation of the dollar, that all of that risk, all of that cost is borne by the employees. So on top of the 25 to 35% raises, they were able to secure cost of living adjustments to help share the risk of inflation between the workers and the employers. That is an enormous, enormous win for the workers. They also got enhanced retirement benefits. So, really across the board, a great contract. And, ratified by 99.39%. That is huge. You do not typically see ratification of contract results like that. 86% is a good ratification result. 99% is just, is really, really astounding. In a press release on the contract win, Ryan Masters, a worker at New Flyer, expressed the positive impact that the contract is going to have on his family, stating that the contract is going to give my family the financial freedom that we have longed for in order to rest easy for once. I now have the option to roll over my vacation to be able to spend more quality time with my children and witness the pivotal moments in their young lives. To me, this contract will change everyone's life for the better. Another worker, Shannon Franks, expressed gratitude for the transformative impact, saying the new contract means better pay, and now that there are improved retirement contributions from the company, I will have a better future. It's truly a blessing. Our union and the hard-fought pay increase will help improve our lives here in Alabama. All Alabama workers deserve the same benefits and a safe work environment. Another worker at New Flyer in Alabama, Marcus King, said, I think this will put New Flyer on the map as one of the better paying jobs in the area. With the union now in place, it'll also make it a great place to work. The union will bring equality and a safer environment for us workers. This is the beginning of a legacy that will last for generations. I am proud to have been part of getting this started. The CWA said that the successful unionization at New Flyer in Anniston, Alabama, represents a beacon of hope for workers across the South, signaling a new era of empowerment and dignity in the workplace. This victory underscores the power of collective action and solidarity in achieving remarkable change. In the past couple of years, almost 1,200 New Flyer employees have unionized with the International Union of Electrical Workers, CWA, at facilities in Anniston, Alabama, Shepherdsville, Kentucky, and Jamestown, New York. They now join 1,200 employees already represented by the CWA at New Flyer's St. Cloud and Crookston, Minnesota assembly plants, and together make up the largest union in public transit bus manufacturing sector in the United States. An increased union presence at New Flyer marks a significant milestone in the ongoing journey towards fair and equitable treatment for all workers at New Flyer. So yeah, really exciting stuff. Carl Kennebrew, president of IUE CWA, said that New Flyer's management has absolutely lived up to the commitments they made in their community benefits agreements. Workers in Jamestown, Shepherdsville, and Anniston have been able to make their own decision without any management interference, which is not what we saw at Mercedes, about whether or not to join the union. We have negotiated a new apprenticeship program and strong collective bargaining agreements so that these are good family-supporting jobs. Really, really exciting news. And, this comes on the heel of more good news for CWA in Alabama, where the CWA in Alabama just unionized the first Alliance Mobile authorized retail store in the country. So AT&T has been trying to subcontract out. They have been trying to subcontract out some of these retail stores to try to get away from union representation. And so at a lot of the retail stores, you're going to be you'll notice that there are that they're not actually quote unquote AT&T stores. There are these different subcontracted retail stores. And so in Montgomery, it's called Prime Mobile. In CWA Local 3908, unionized Prime Mobile in Montgomery. So that's, really, really exciting news. Exciting news. They unionized, let's see, Mary Frisson, a store employee, say, I can officially now say I'm a proud member of the CWA. I hope our first Prime AR retail location in the country win inspires and encourages other AR retail locations to fight and win like we did. So really exciting stuff out of the CWA, both at New Flyer and at these subcontracted AT&T retail locations. So yeah, really exciting stuff. And even with the bad news, even after the bad news at Mercedes, there's still a lot of things happening positive for the labor movement for workers in Alabama and in the United States. You just saw a clip from the Valley Labor Report. We are live every Saturday morning from 9:30 a.m. till 12:30 p.m. And we pride ourselves on keeping all of our content free to everybody so that we can talk to as many working folks as possible. If you support the work that we're doing, you think that it's important, you think that it's good, then consider making a monthly contribution to the project, and you can do that on our website, tvlr.fm.